All right, guys, welcome back to our Lightworks version 14 video tutorial series. Today, what we're going to show you is we're going to pick up kind of where we left off last time. We were utilizing our first video effects, and what we're going to show you today is how to add simple text to your video, simple titles or whatever you happen to want to choose onto this. So in order to do that, to start off, we're just going to click on the video effects tab at the top. Now, just like before, we want to add a new video effect. And you can see that we've already got a DVE effect onto it. So just by clicking that plus button, we're going to have the choice of now choosing what we want to add. So we want to click on text, and we're just going to simply choose title. But if you look down here, there's tons and tons and tons of different samples of different styles that you guys can choose to make your project more unique. But we're just going to simply double click on titles rather, and you can see that our new video effect has come up. So we're going to change the sample effect, and this is from our shots and angles project. So what we have to do here is we have to enter the title of this particular shot, and this is called a full shot. So we type that in. And it's at this point now that we can manipulate it in lots and lots of different ways. So first off that we're going to look at is just under font. And we're going to choose a specific font that we like, and it can be anything you want. You can see on here that there are literally, tons of different fonts on here, all the ones that you can use from Microsoft Office and plenty others as well. You can also add others in there as well. So we're just going to choose a simple one that we've used before. And let's see. Let's choose something like Stencil. There we go. Feeling a little patriotic today. So we've got our military style stencil on here. At this point, we can choose different things. You can bold it if you want to. I tend to like it not bolded just because it makes this particular font a little clearer. And you can change the font as well. And we're going to go ahead and make this good size because we want it to stand out, but we don't want it to cover up the whole shot. And at this point, we can also change the opaqueness of it. We can make it look more of a watermark style, or we can make it full on. Now we want it to appear, because this is part of our grade, that we want to make sure that this is clear on the stencil, or on the particular shot, excuse me. So then we can choose any of these other tabs and also manipulate it in other different ways, like face. We can change the color by clicking on the color box. We can change by clicking on any of the color wheels, or we can also click the grabber tool and choose a color that maybe is in the shot that we might want to do. We can also make it two-tone if we wanted to change it into more of a gradient color or change the sheen. We're not really going to change the color. I like it kind of the way it is. So now it's up to our next one, which is position. And just like the other ones, we're going to manipulate these through the X and Y axes point. We're going to move these over, and I tell my kids, wherever you're moving it, you want to try and keep it the same or basically the same for all of your shots. The same positions, especially if all of them are going to have titles. So we're going to move that over to 80, something simple. And since we're utilizing the rule of thirds here, and this is now another subject matter or another graphic that would count as a two-shot, we're going to move this on the opposite third of our subject, and you can position it wherever you happen to want. Okay. You can change the axis point where it'll turn, so you can change it from different things in different places. If I chose left, I could manipulate it, and it would turn it just on this left axis point, and you can see that it's moving wider within that shot. And we're just going to slide this over just a little bit and manipulate this just a little bit further down. Okay, and again, it's up to you and how you want it to look. We can also add shadows to it. In this case, by simply clicking the enable button here, you can see that we are adding a shadow to it by clicking that enable button, and you can change the color of the shadow and where the position of the shadow will go. I don't really want a shadow on this, but I do like the idea of having it as an outline. So we're going to enable the outline a little bit there. Keep the shadow as black, and we're going to just thicken it up a little bit, and we can do that here by increasing the size of the outline. So that makes that title pop really quite a bit. The last thing that we can do is we are going to choose the effects. And when it's a title, something like this where we're identifying it, we want to choose something simple. So I just tell my kids to pick a, fade or whatever. And this is going to make that text, as we play this through, it'll fade in and then it'll fade out prior to the end of the shot before we move into the next one. I hope this helps you guys out, and I will see you next time.